In late 2024, cryptocurrencies were booming. Bitcoin had jumped about 140% that year to surpass $100,000, and the frenzy drew everyone into a high-stakes game. Amid the excitement, crime was on the rise too. Analysts reported that over $2.2 billion was stolen in crypto hacks in 2024, with a handful of massive heists accounting for the lion's share. No exchange felt completely safe, and then came a new nightmare. On one quiet December night, a single attacker drained an entire exchange of $450 million. Authorities and headlines scrambled. This was a record-breaking loss, eclipsing even the biggest hacks that year. The question on everyone's mind was simple. Who could pull off something so audacious and vanish without a trace? By day, Arjun Patel was an unassuming software engineer with thick glasses and a dry wit. Few knew that this 28-year-old loner was the world's worst nightmare in the making. Fired months earlier from Meridian Exchange for insubordination, he had repeatedly warned them about security holes. Arjun had quietly plotted revenge. Now, from a rented room bathed in blue monitor light, he prepared to strike back at the company he blamed for his ruin. Motivated by both greed and a twisted sense of justice, he spent weeks studying Meridian's systems. The encryption libraries, the source code, even the employees' schedules. As FBI cybercrimes experts note, the decentralized and irreversible nature of crypto makes it a perfect playground for criminals. Arjun saw himself as a digital Robin Hood, or at least a one-man wrecking crew, and he was about to change the game forever. Meridian Exchange, based in Manhattan, was once hailed as unhackable. It managed billions and promised investors vault-like security for their digital assets. In truth, the system was complex and robust. Multi-signature vaults. Keys to Meridian's main wallet were split among several secure offices and required multiple approvals to move funds. Air-gapped cold storage. The majority of their crypto was held offline in isolated hardware far from the internet. Constant audits. Red teams and white-hat hackers were on call 24/7, always probing for weaknesses. Proprietary blockchain architecture. Unusual smart contracts and custom code were used for internal transaction rules. No one suspected these layers hid a flaw. For years, Meridian's CEO Mark Yates lectured at conferences about how private keys should be unbreakable. Arjun smirked every time he heard unbreakable, because he had found a hidden backdoor. Blockchain security reports had warned that smart contract exploits were a top attack vector, but Meridian's board had ignored the warning. In the dead of night, that flaw was about to be exposed. Arjun executed his plan in chilling sequence. Shortly after midnight, he remotely initiated a crafted software update that Meridian thought was legitimate. In reality, it was malware that infected Meridian's key management server. Once inside, he bypassed the multi-signature requirement by tricking the system. A rogue approval disguised as routine maintenance. Alarms tried to flash, but he cut them off. Then came the final blow. At 2:07 a.m., he triggered a hidden script that rerouted the vault's cold wallet into hundreds of one-way transfers. In minutes, $450 million in crypto began flowing out, chunked into untraceable chunks. By the time analysts noticed irregularities, it was already over. Key steps of the heist included covert access. Posing as an internal update, his code slipped through Meridian's firewalls. Privileges escalation. Using a stolen admin credential via a staged phishing exploit, he gained the highest clearance level. Contract override. He exploited the smart contract vulnerability to temporarily disable multi-signature checks. Rapid extraction. He funneled the crypto through automated scripts into dozens of newly created wallets. Cover-up. Logs were wiped or altered, leaving only subtle digital fingerprints behind. Each move was textbook and terrifyingly effective. By dawn, blockchain forensics had confirmed the magnitude of the attack. Meridian's treasury was empty. Social media lit up with rumors. In the world of cybercrime, this one man had just shattered records. Meridian's alarm systems blared. On every trading screen and news ticker, the chilling message, "You've been hacked," flashed in bright red. Exchanges halted trading as panic spread. Executives stared in disbelief at dashboards showing zero balances. Within hours, $450 million had vanished, and investigators were on the case. Agents from the FBI's cyber division converged on Meridian's offices, joined by blockchain analysts. The situation looked impossible. How could one anonymous attacker outperform whole armies of security experts? By morning, a multi-agency task force was sifting through scant clues. Meridian's IT team had 3 scraps of evidence: firewall logs, an unusual login at 2:07 a.m. from a foreign VPN address, blockchain trail, tiny fractions of the stolen crypto moved through mixing services and DeFi exchanges, as if to erase the paper trail. Chainalysis later noted that hackers typically launder funds through mixers and decentralized exchanges to hide them. Malware signature, a byte pattern in the code that didn't match any known malware, suggesting a custom exploit. Investigators also interviewed on-duty staff. One security engineer mentioned a weird email just before the breach, a routine update notice containing a hidden line of code. But every lead was a dead end. For every clue Arjun left, he planted a decoy: forged metadata pointing to dead IP addresses, forged email headers from innocent servers. By the end of the day, law enforcement had a single suspect, but it wasn't Arjun. The digital trail they followed dissolved, and it became clear their prey was a ghost. Days turned into weeks with no arrests. Journalists speculated wildly. Was it a North Korean cyber warrior? Crypto experts reported North Korea hackers stole a record $1.3 billion in 2024. Or some mysterious insider group. Meanwhile, the FBI's blockchain forensics kept mining data. They watched as millions of dollars trickled through dozens of unlinkable wallets. One funded a private island purchase in the Caribbean. Another converted to stablecoins and vanished on an offshore exchange. All of it moved like shadows on the dark net. Clues remained frustratingly scant. Meridian's own security bulletin mentioned private keys. The FBI noted the majority of stolen crypto comes from compromised keys. But in this case, which key, or how, they couldn't tell. Every analyst agreed, this was a unique event, a perfect storm of skill and luck. As crypto detective Lorelei Chin later wrote in a tech journal, the work spanned continents and used tradecraft beyond anything standard agents see. Months passed. Meridian quietly repaid customers and reinforced security, but the case went cold. No bounty or code flaw reveal ever led to an arrest. Arjun, meanwhile, slipped back into life off the grid. He took a new identity as a crypto investor in Costa Rica, living quietly on his share of the spoils. Occasionally, detectives found him at the edge of their reach, a travel ticket, a used phone, but never enough. To this day, the $450 million hack remains unsolved. The hacker became a legend, a myth whispered on forums, a cautionary tale on news panels. Every so often, someone claims a sighting, a reclusive genius spotted in Eastern Europe, or a blockchain trail lighting up Tokyo. But nothing's been confirmed. Arjun, or whoever he really was, vanished without a trace, the ultimate ghost in the machine. In the end, the heist stands as proof. In the anonymous world of crypto, even the biggest crimes can leave the police empty-handed. The only certainty is that somewhere, a single hacker took $450 million and disappeared into the digital night.